What up, everybody? Welcome to the TA podcast, TA Outdoors. We're super stoked to have my buddy Armando with the Bow Hitch company, and I've known Armando probably, I don't know, maybe like 4 years now. Met him up in Utah at a 3D archery event, roaming around the mountains, and saw him promoting his company, and it's a tool that I highly recommend for wheelchair archers who are trying to get out and who are mobile. If you're doing 3D events or you're out there pushing around, the bow hitch attaches to backpacks that you could strap on, like literally just it goes. Your backpack goes on the back of your chair. Throw on the bow hitch. You might need a little tether just to make it a little bit longer, but I mean, how you gonna roll your wheelchair and hold your bow at the same time? So this takes care of that problem, and I use it personally, and just goes right on my lap. It's just a awesome thing. But Armando, thank you for coming on, man. If you could just give the listeners just a little heads up onto who you are and what your mission is, we'd be super stoked.
Cool. Well, thank you for being here. My name is Armando Martinez. I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Owner of a small business called the Bow Hitch that a buddy of mine and I partnered with because carrying your bow sucks. That's essentially what it boils down to. So nobody likes carrying their bow. We started with that. We invented the Bow Hitch, and we're both firefighters. I retired, he's still at it, and so we just use some really simple engineering, right? Like, let's just get this thing built and get it done to where you don't have to think about it when it's the heat of the moment and you have to use the tool. So it's like any other piece of firefighting equipment. It needs to work, and it needs to work when shit's going crazy because you don't have the time to think about how to use it. So we got fortunate, man. We came up with the design that we really only had to change once, and since then we've been making it little minor differences to it, but it works great. Anybody, whether any disability, we're able to help out with. Like, we have a gentleman. His name is Caliph, and his handle is the Uno Arm Bandito. He's got his right hand is kind of cut off at his forearm, so the more access he can use with the one good hand that he has, the better. So he uses the bow hitch, and he does it great. And so he has a free hand, even though he has one hand, he still has a free hand while he's out there because the bow hitch is being carried, is carrying the weight of his bow for him. So, a bunch of really cool, it's been a blessing, like, talking with you and just, we didn't know how big of an impact it was actually going to have, which is really, really cool, because you were able to adapt it for you. We've seen other people use it in so many different ways that we had no idea. Like,
Right.
we didn't know there was a need for it. So it's really cool, man. So, um, you know, small business owner, we're starting year 5 right now, and just learning. We're just learning. Our mission, I think, is just a mission of kindness. Be cool to people, meet new people, encourage new people to join our community, and just be kind of a safe, fun place for people to chill out. I guess that would be kind of kind of encapsulates how we roll. Like, when you come to our booth, or you see us, or you reach out on Instagram or social media, and we're kind of some pretty playful guys that like to joke around and have the firefighter sense of humor, and talking trash, and just welcome you in and have
Yeah.
fun. You make fun of us because we're gonna make fun of you.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
pretty
Right.
it's pretty cool. It's just like being with a bunch of friends. So
It is.
that's it, man. Try to treat people good. That's about it.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. So I think we first met at the Mountain Archery Fest up in was it
Beaver,
Beaver?
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Beaver up there, and that was just a mind. That was like my first main like 3D shoot. Like I've done a couple like down here in like SoCal,
Uh-huh.
But that one was like up in the mountains where like I was on a track chair and we were going through mountains, going through creeks, going through mud and all kinds, just like putting it to work. So that was a really fun event. And that's what, yeah, like I said, that's where I met you. We hit it off real quick and just, like everybody's up there for the same reason. When you get on these 3D shoots, everyone just wants to shoot bows and just network and talk to like-minded people, and like you said, it's a brotherhood, sisterhood where everybody's welcome. But yeah, I had an incredible time and got introduced to your product, and it's made my life easier. And I know I have several friends who use the Bow Hitch, and it definitely makes things easier because like we like in wheelchairs and stuff like that, we already got enough to worry about and focus on and this and that, and anything to make it easier. And the Bow Hitch definitely hard. What's your website for the Bow Hitch?
Thebowhitch.com.
Thebowhitch.com, you guys, you heard that. Simple does. Check it out. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. But what what was your mindset going behind the Bow Hitch where you're just like, man, this how can we shave off time? How can we, like, what was your
Yeah,
mindset?
mostly it was carrying your bow sucks. Like, I've owned all the different contraptions to sling your bow, to put it here, to put it there. I've tried them all, and I didn't have anything that I really liked. Uh, the bow slings are great for when you're walking or getting from point A to point B, like, and you're not hunting. It's dark or you're kind of putting yourself out of you're not in the hunting game, right? But when I get into a situation where I'm like, hey man, I smell the animals, I know we're close, like I could be stumbling upon an animal at any time. You just don't have the time to stop, take the bow sling off of your cams, have it draping across you. It's a lot of wasted movement and it's a lot of sound. Even though they're made of cloth and stuff like that, they're not super loud. But
Right.
if you're trying to be quiet, like it's not what you want.
Or if you have it,
So,
even if you have it strapped to your backpack too,
oh
like
yeah, if it's you're not hunting,
time.
you're hiking if you have it on your backpack is our mentality. So, um, we just wanted to make something to where you're in the game all the time. Like, so with the bow hitch, it's no wasted movement. Like, in order for you to shoot, you have to bring your bow up in front of you. At that point, you just slide off the little strap that attaches to your shoulder, and your bow is ready to shoot. So, really, that was the main thing we needed, was for it to be quick and efficient, and to keep you in the game. We say the bow hitch is for hunting and not hiking. If you're coming in or out in the dark, and then we really don't care. How Whatever's comfortable for you is the best way. Put it in your backpack, put it on a sling, put it wherever you want, but you're effectively not hunting at that point, is the way we see it. So when it's shooting hours, you need to have your bow available, because you never know when something's going to pop up.
Dude,
Never
they and
know.
they tend to do that at the most opportune time for them.
Yeah, absolutely. 1,000%. So our goal is to say, hey, you know what? That's okay. I'm ready. I'm ready right now. So
Yeah, and I
pretty
like
cool.
like I like it, like you said, any second, like when you're in the game and you got critters coming around, like every second counts. Like if you can shave 3 seconds off, like that could be make or break. Because if that animal spots you, you
It's
have,
over.
yeah, it's seconds, milliseconds, and that thing's gone. And unless it's, probably a whitetail, they're not very smart, but but yeah, critters are gone. So that's, and the thing I like about it is I'm able to roll my wheelchair and have my bow just ready to rock and roll right on my lap, connected to my
Yeah,
chest, dude, and just cruising. So it's and it's not expensive either, guys. Like, it's very reasonable price, and you guys should just go out and buy one. I can't
yeah.
I can't
It
say enough about it. So
the thing with the price, like, we never really, like, we are, both blue collar firefighters. We don't make a lot of money, and so we're like, this has to be affordable enough for everybody to get. And as I was learning more about business, I was talking to some business people who were in the game, and they were like, dude, you need to raise your prices because look at your bow. Tell me what everything on this bow costs. Your sight's $500. Your arrows are $200 a dozen. Your broadheads are $25 a piece. Your string costs $200. Your bow costs $1,400. Like your rest, like every little thing that you add
Mm-hmm.
up. So they're like, you add more value than any other piece of equipment on that bow. Like you need to be priced accordingly. So we've had to fight that fight, and we really just want it to be a good price for everybody to where you're like, this adds so much value. Right now it's 54.99. Like
Minor.
this is minor. Yeah. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, compared to yeah, I got this bow over my shoulder. I went in and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna I'm gonna get in my I thought of like a forever bow, something I could shoot for the rest of my life. And I was like, I'm gonna
Right.
spend, $1,200. I'm gonna be super happy. Well, $3,500 later, dude, I'm like, well, I better be pretty freaking happy because this
I
was a
hope you're
lot
happy.
more than I expected. Like you said, every little thing on an archery setup is it's out of this world, especially nowadays. The prices are just going up, and it sucks too because like a lot of people can't afford it, dude. But if go out there and buy it. If you guys get a bow, an archery setup, get a bow you can afford, dude. That's all it has to do is shoot straight. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so, yeah, super stoked on the price of the bow hitch. That
Yeah.
I was sold on that.
Yeah. It's been cool, man. It's been such a blessing to use it as a and I had no idea like how many people like just like you that I would meet that are just good people from everywhere. Like our circle and our community is just incredible. It's just I've been really blessed to be surrounded by good people in this industry. Like it's really really neat. So
Yeah,
to all your listeners, to everybody who's here, like you're in a good place. It's pretty awesome. So thanks for letting me be a part of this.
yeah, I know. That's what I keep harping on people is like, because a lot of people with disabilities, like there's a period of depression. You know what I mean? Like you obviously had something taken from you that was very dear to you, and that hurts. But and if you guys just if you let that take control of your life and take control of everything you do, you're gonna be down and out all the time. But I just getting in the outdoors and getting hunting saved me because when I was going through a really hard time and after my injury, I had a couple pretty down years. But then my uncle took me on a doe hunt. I shot my first doe, and man, the adrenaline dump after that, I was like, oh my gosh, like I want to do this the rest of my life. And it's not even getting an animal, you know what I mean? It's just getting outdoors, getting in the mountains, getting out in the desert, in the forest, in the trees, and you're out of that, you're out of your mindset of focusing on your disability or whatever it may be. But yeah, I can't harp on enough how like it's 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 a giant family, the outdoors industry, and especially the archery community too. Like I got a lot of friends who are in like who stick to the firearms, but firearms tend it's just different. I mean, like like you can get animals with firearms, don't get me wrong, but there's just something different about like the archery community and yeah, it's just an amazing scene to get involved in.
Yeah, it's cool, man. And archery is different. I think my 2 cents on it is just we have to be patient, right? Like we have to understand that things are gonna go wrong. There's not a bow hunter who's been out there who has been successful on every trip. I don't care if they're the best in the world. Like most of these guys that you see that are successful every day, they hunt for that one opportunity, 10, 15, 20 days, 2 months, and then they are successful. So we
Yeah.
understand like, hey, the struggle is real, with whatever you're dealing with. Like we still have obstacles we have to overcome. I'm able bodied. and I still have to overcome obstacles every day. And I think archery really helps you with that because it's a forever learning curve. You're forever learning
Oh
something
yeah.
to make you better. So, kudos to anybody who has, is in a chair or is limited by this or by that. Like, get out there. Like the outdoors is so therapeutic. Like for me, that's my place I'm a Catholic and we go to church, we do all the things, but when I need that quiet time and I need a reset, I go by myself and I go coyote hunting.
Hmm.
And that's my mental reset. I'll go and it'll take me, a couple hours to get where I want to go, which could be anywhere. It's usually somewhere different every time, and
Right.
I just totally reset, and that's where I'm able to gather my thoughts and get my heart right and get my mind right. And you know, anybody could do that.
Yeah.
Anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing is like I get closer to God in the woods than I do in a building. Hands down. Like I'll go, couple like a month or two without going to church. And people are like, hey, what like what's going on? Are you okay? Like you haven't
Yeah.
been to church? Like, no, I've been to church.
Mhm.
Like I've talked to God. He's talked to me. We've had full on conversations in the middle of the backcountry, and sitting over a critter that he blessed me with. Like you can't tell me like I haven't been at church. Like how come you haven't been in the woods? That's what I should be saying. Like
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool, dude. I love it. And like something that I think in regards to that I've come to realize for myself is that you already know what you want to talk about and what you need to hear, right? Like we know what we need to do. It's like saying, "Hey, I have a full day of tasks and jobs and things that I need to do." You know what work you need to do for yourself. Like, you know what needs to get done. And when you're out there and you're the only other person and you are having that direct conversation, and you're asking for guidance and you're asking for this and praying on whatever you have to pray on, you typically know the answers and the right thing to do. It's just when there's nothing else around you except for you and your thoughts, that, like, for me, that's when I get clarity. And it's like I know what the right thing is. This is just a way for me to reset and kind of understand that, and for whatever reason, when I'm a little more elevation and a little closer to God, I think those messages are those wires get uncrossed a little bit sooner, and it's pretty awesome for me. Special place.
absolutely. I can't say enough about it. That's why I started this whole podcast was just to help people, with disabilities or just normal people, get out in the woods to show them how to access the outdoors, and you get a lot of people, especially if you're in the city, just don't know how good it is until you get out there. And it's like every time I go on a hunt and I come back, I'm like, where can I buy property close to where I just went hunting? You know
Yeah,
what I mean? I'm like,
yeah,
I gotta
dude.
go back there, and I don't want to stay there. I don't want to leave. It's the house of God
Yeah,
out there. Like,
it is
so,
1000%. Something that I think is worth hearing too. If you haven't been in the outdoors, like people people see, the animals behind you. You got some beautiful animals. They see all these success stories in the YouTubes and the whatever, where they see people being successful. Like that's a fraction of it. Like that's not the important thing. Like the stories behind that is what makes that animal special, right? Like there's
right,
there's so much that comes with it, but don't put the pressure on yourself to think that because I don't know what I'm doing, I don't belong out here, or I shouldn't go because I'm wasting my time. Like being out there is the ultimate teacher. And I've been doing it for, a long time. And I take a lot of clients out hunting every year, and I still learn every year. And my favorite time to take people is when it's their first hunt, because they see everything from a very pure place where they had all these preconceived notions on what things were supposed to be like and what was going to happen. And they asked 2,000 questions. And what they notice is so cool. It's like, oh man, the grass, the sky is clear. It's so clear. Like, what's that
yeah,
sound? And it's
yeah.
just
Look at those
things that
flowers. Yeah,
dude, after we experience it so many times, we stopped. We don't really notice that.
Right.
But it's those first experiences that you guys get out there, like you don't have to know anything about what you're doing. Just go out there and look around, try it. And if it doesn't work, then try something different. And if it doesn't work, then try something different. That's how we learn. That's how
Yeah.
everybody learns just about everything. So if you could find somebody to go with, do that because it'll shave the learning curve off. But don't be afraid to go is the biggest message.
Right. Yeah. I like how you said that, and I tend to I harp on that as well as get there's no such thing as failure. It's either you're successful or you're learning a lesson. Like you're not like just out failing and then you're like, oh shoot, that didn't work. It's like, all right, well that didn't work, but I could probably do this or I could do that. It's a lesson learned, and you take all those lessons and like those people have been hunting out in the woods 30, 40 years, 50 years, and every time you go out, there's always a story, something catches your eye. Like I just went on a hunt in northern Utah and I harvested a mule deer, but it was a collared deer and I shot the deer. The bullet hit the battery, and the battery exploded. And the landowner was with me. He's like, dude, I've been hunting this property for 55 years. I have never seen that ever happen in my life. So it's like every time you go out, you never know what's gonna happen, or you just and that's the amazing thing is the unknown. Like a lot of people have fear of the unknown, but it's like once you get that foot over the precipice, that's where life really begins, and that's where, yeah, all the blessings, the unintended blessings that you would never know,
Yep.
they popping up.
Yeah, it's so cool. Like my buddy, his saying, and it's usually because something isn't going right. But he says it's all part of the adventure. And so I've really taken that mantra on to be like, okay, this is not going well at all, but it's all part of the adventure, and we're learning from it. And it's okay because when I tell the story of the animal or of the hunt or of whatever, all of this is a reason why that happened. It's all part of the adventure, and it all means something. Like you'd learn something from everything every day. And if you could take that mentality, like at the end of the day, or the end of the week, don't say, "Oh, I haven't seen anything in 5 days," or "It's been a terrible 5 days of hunting." At the end of that each day, if you can do like an after action report, or it's called a tailboard in the fire department, you have to think about what happened, what went right, what went wrong, what can I do better, what did I learn for the day? Because at the end of 5 days, you've already had 5 days of education. Day six could be totally different if you utilize all five of those things you've learned. You're that much better. So it's a it's so cool, dude. It's so
Yeah,
cool.
and that's I've been using the word harp a lot lately on this podcast, but I just can't emphasize it enough. And I harp on this topic enough. It's like, yeah, everyone wants to go out there and they start hunting. You want critters on the wall. You want the biggest, baddest animal and da 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 da. Da. But it's like the more you get into it and the longer you do it, you realize the goal is in the journey, not the animal at the end. Like, yeah, that's what we want and that's the whole reason we're doing it, but that journey to get to that animal, like going through gates, finding access, finding public land, finding the animals, going through the trees, going over this super sketchy river, creek, whatever scenario, you know what I mean? Like those are all stories within the grand story. So like let the little story focus on the little stories, and then it's just building blocks toward the end. And I have a lot more stories about like little things that happen on hunts than I do about critters. Like so, it's yeah.
Absolutely.
Don't look past the journey on your way to finding a fuzzy animal.
Yeah. Well said.
So with that, like, so you mentioned that you take out clients outfitting. Can you touch on that? I know you're in New Mexico, and if you could share any cool stories from past seasons or whatnot, like I'd love to hear one or
Yeah.
two.
So I have one really really cool one from this year. So I work for a buddy who has an outfit, and I just guide for him. He's got a big private ranch. Him and I take clients out, and he's super super selective. We take a very few select clients out every year. It's usually one to two hunters at a time. So they get the royal treatment while we're out there hunting, and we have some really great hunts. But so this is my second year guiding strictly for him, and so he knows all these guys and these clients. So he gives me a heads up on this one. It's a twosome that comes out, and he goes, "Hey man, these guys are from California. One of them's 81 and the other one's 79.
Ooh,
So yeah." And so he goes, "They've been hunting with me for like 25 years or something like that. It's insane." And so, all right, cool. Like I'm gonna meet two new people. They've been doing this a long time. I could probably learn something. It's just really, it's just cool to meet. You just never know. All walks of life, right?
right.
So this guy comes out, and the way we work it is we kind of go to this one big glassing point. We glass from there, try to find these animals, and if the wind is right and the animals are working to a particular direction, then we'll go after them and try to kill them. So I'm on the lookout point. Uh, Gary and his client are about half a mile away from us at a different vantage point. So me and my hunter, we get up to the lookout, and I find this elk, and I'm like, dude, this is a nice elk. If you guys can get on him, then I think we should probably try to make a play and kill this bull. And so we are using the radios. I'm glassing. I got everything set up. I got my tracer up there, and you
What's your
know,
what's your minimum? What's your minimum that you're looking at?
oh, we don't even score anything. Um, we shot two big 5x5s this year. The rest have all been 6x6s or better,
Cool.
but we've never scored an animal.
Just looking for that beauty factor, huh?
Just whatever you like. Like
I
for
love
me,
it.
ever since I started guiding, the clients, sometimes, well, what do you think? I'm like, dude, I don't like. Don't take this the wrong way, but I don't care. Like this is your animal. So if this is something that you envisioned when you came on this hunt, or this is you're happy with it, like I want you to be super happy, right? Don't settle.
Right.
But if you're happy, it like that's the one you need to kill. Like if you're like, oh dude, like if you're getting butterflies, let's go kill it. Like we'll figure out how to kill it, but I need
Yeah.
you excited. I
If
don't
your
want you to
stomach's
shoot
in knots,
if
you
yes, that's
send
the
it.
one. Yeah. And so one of the guys that I had that was the most excited killed a raghorn like 4x5. And it was nothing special, and I've never actually killed anything that small since then with the client, and he was ecstatic, dude, ecstatic. And so that's one of my favorite hunts because he was so happy, and he had only ever hunted whitetail, um, like small 120 130 inch whitetails. So when he saw this elk, he was like, I was telling him, dude, you need to calm down. And he's like, I can't calm down. He grabbed me by my chest and my bino harness, and he's like, I can't calm down. And I was like, he goes, this is the biggest animal I have ever seen. So anyway, we got it killed. He was ecstatic. It's the smallest thing, like I said, I've ever killed with a client. But that's what I'm looking for. As long as the client's happy, I could care less about, I could care less about the size. We'll go kill a cow, and if you're happy, I'm so happy for you.
Was this
Um,
these
but
same two guys you're talking about?
This was a different guy. This is like 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
Okay.
But ever since then, I've always been, you know what? If you're happy, I'm happy. Because a number's a number, whatever. That stuff doesn't just to me it doesn't do much. I want to
Right.
kill big animals. Don't get me wrong. And if there's a giant 6x6 and a 5x5, I'm gonna kill the giant. So
Yeah.
don't think that I don't like big
Right.
animals and I don't kill big animals, but that's not my number one goal. So actually, okay, so we're up on the lookout point, and I find this bull. I call it on the radio, and we walk them in, and it takes them a while because the dude's 81 years old, and they have to walk through this flat and go up some pinon and juniper hills. And finally, they get into position, and they're hunting early October with the rifle. So my buddy was able to call this bull, and he would bugle at him little by little, and this bull just started coming. So he got to a position. I was able to glass him up, watch him over, record the whole thing, and I get the entire shot on video. And so opening morning, 81 years old, dude, just absolutely epic. These guys are high fiving each other. So knowing that these guys have hunted together for so long, like the experiences that they've had, and for me being able to be a part of it, to watch them do this, like, I don't know many people who have known each other for 50 years, much less hunted together for 50 years. Like these guys have stories. So to
Yeah.
watch them enjoy that with one another was just so, so, so cool. So he
I
killed
hope
his.
I'm hunting at that age, man. Just
Yeah, right,
let
dude.
alone all
So
the
it
other
was it
stuff.
it was neat, man. So I'm hunting the next day with the 79-year-old, and we find this bull, and he's probably the biggest bull that we had seen yet, and his name was Mike Nike Mikey, and we called him that because he was just chasing cows everywhere. And so I glass him up the second morning, and I find him, and I'm like, man, he's kind of far, but if we could get off of this hill and work across, we can go kill him. And so he goes, let's go, buddy. And so 79 years old, dude, we kind of bail off of this hill, and he was a stud. He used to do, he was always in shape, and triathlons and the whole deal. So he was a stud of a man, and he just kind of willed himself to do it. So we take our time, we take our breaks, and by the end we get there, and I'm carrying everything. I got the gun, I got all this stuff because he's getting a little bit smoked, but
Hmm.
long story short, we get on him, and he's able to make a shot, and we kill this bull. Um, and his daughter drives in from Colorado. And when we're driving to go pack this bull out, the daughter shows up. So she was able to get with her dad and see
Uh,
how excited he was and take those pictures. And
love it.
oh man, it was the coolest thing to know that I was in, like for me, I take it personal. Like I was entrusted to take these clients out, and they were, they entrusted me with one of their probably last hunts. If we just be real about it, like I'm
Yeah.
I'm part of their adventure, and so that's pretty special to me.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, man, I could only wish I'm hunting at that age, dude. Like
Yeah, it was so cool,
that's
dude. They
awesome.
just they did what they did, man. They were nice and smooth and chill, and just it was really really neat.
Cool, dude. I absolutely, man. I get all pumped up, and when I hear good, cool hunting stories, dude, I just like I'm looking at my clock, looking at my calendar. I'm like, I get outside. It's time to get. It's time to
It's time to
leave.
go.
It's
Yeah,
time to
yeah.
leave. I've only been home 20 minutes, but I gotta go. That's cool, man. So another thing you got going on that I really like is this. Forgive me for I might have the name wrong, but it's your good deeds mission.
yeah, yeah. Our random acts of kindness.
Right there it
Yeah,
is. Yeah,
yeah.
sorry. So if you could touch
Yeah.
on that, dude, we'd love to hear about this.
Sure. So, it is what it sounds like. It's random acts of kindness. And so the way it started is when I started this business, 5 years ago, I didn't know nothing about social media. I never had Instagram. Matter of fact, I hated it because I was like, why is my wife looking at this? Like, I don't care what these people are eating or where they're at or where whatever. Like, if I want to know, they'll call me, or I'll
Yeah,
call them, and they'll shoot me a text or something. Like I just didn't understand it. And so, but when we started the business, I was like, well, I can't afford advertising. So if this is free, then this is something that I got to learn and I got to start using.
it's huge.
So it's huge. That's the only way we've grown. And so my brother reaches out to me and he goes, hey, did you start an Instagram? I said, yeah. He goes, I want to give you something. He goes, I want you can use it however you want. I don't care. You can give it away. You can sell it. You can do um, follow me and I'll, enter you into a raffle or whatever. I don't know how to do it, but use it however you can use it to help your business grow. So I said, all right, thank you, brother. So it was a brand new Vortex spotting scope in the box, in the packaging, $1,000. So I'm like, bro, are you serious right now? And he doesn't have like, a lot extra. And so this was huge for me. And so I was like, dude, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I'll think about it for a while and then I'll figure something out. So this is 2020 and everybody's pissed off at each other for any reason. You want to be mad at somebody, you're mad at them, right? Like we got COVID coming, we got the election coming, like everybody's upset for some reason or another. And so what I decided to do, I said, you know what? We're going to give this thing away. I said, all I want people to do is to be kind to one another. And if you can be kind, then you can get into our giveaway. And so that's when I started Random Acts of Kindness. So I said, for the entire month of January, if you do something kind for somebody and you enter it into the comments, then you have an opportunity to win this spotting scope. And so I started just doing that. And then the art, hit or miss archery in Albuquerque, they're like, hey, dude, I love what you're doing. Can you swing by the shop? So I went over, gives me a brand new bow. Well, I want you to give this away in your giveaway. And then, dude, so I had a bunch. I think I had like maybe 15 prizes that first year because other businesses wanted to reach out and join into it. So I've given away an access deer hunt. I've given away an elk hunt, access deer hunt in Maui. uh, Elk Bros gave away a fully guided cow hunt. Like, dude, it's just been absolutely epic. It's because people want to join in with us and give, they want to support the random acts of kindness. So they say, hey, I'd like to donate something to your prize package and help you spread kindness. And so, long story, but that's how it got started. So every year from January 1st through the 31st, we have a post that we do on our website, I mean, on our Instagram page, that if you do a random act of kindness for somebody and you tell us about it, you get entered in to win one of many amazing prizes. And then in February, we read all the comments throughout the month of January and kind of share them with other people on the page. And in February, I get like 5 prizes a day, and we hit that rando wheel spinner, and we
Hmm.
get people's names, and we just say, "Hey, Derek, thanks for being a kind person and doing whatever this or that, and you won a new tripod from Tricer,
Yeah.
and then we mail you a new tripod just for being kind." And so the intention was to get people, hey, it's a new year. Let's start off on the right foot by spreading kindness. And that's kind of where it came from, and still where it's at today.
That's huge, man. Because especially 'cause nowadays, everybody, just there's always just so much tension in the air, and it's
Yeah,
all it's
always.
it's just so just a very toxic environment. That's why I tell people like I'd rather be in the woods. You know what I mean? Any day of the week. But while I'm here, God calls us to show His kind of love while we're here on Earth. So. Random acts of kindness, you guys check it out. And your Instagram is what the bow hitch.
At the Bow Hitch. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yep.
and then you do your random acts of kindness and you send it to your DMs or your private message and
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, so the way it works is I have a pinned post, and so this year there's a picture of a kid and a dad and a little girl, and they're kind of holding hands, and he's got a big old rack sticking out of his backpack,
right.
and I pin it to my profile. So you just go to that post, and then you enter in the comment section what you did kind for somebody, and then I go through and read those and put them all on the list, and kind of do some work on my end from there.
Cool, man. I love it. I think more people need to see this and just get on it and like you said, there for you, there's a time stamp in order to, get prizes or whatnot, but this can really should be implemented all year round, dude. Like
1,000%.
if you sow good deeds, you're gonna reap good deeds. And that's what people don't realize a lot of the times is it's better to give than to receive. I've become a coach for track and field coach for Special Olympics out
Hey,
here in Southern California, and to see these kids just running. They don't care if they get last place. They get, they don't get, they get their ribbon and they're jumping up and down and so happy and so stoked. Like I get more out of like their joy and their happiness than anything I could bring to the table. And it's this another thing too is you show up. I show up on Saturdays to help out with the team, and you got, Coach Derek, and like everyone comes up and starts high fiving
yeah,
you and hugging you.
yeah,
Gosh, it's such a good feeling, bro. And that's you're not gonna feel that happiness and joy sitting at home on the couch or focusing on negative situations. Because if you focus on negative situations, you're just gonna sow negative situations, and then you're gonna reap more negative situations. It's the way it is, like what you sow, you're gonna reap. So, yeah.
it's so cool, dude. Yeah, some of the the first bow that we got given to us to give away, the guy killed his first elk with it.
Sick.
With that bow. Like we have another guy who was a recovering alcoholic, and he had been sober for about a year, and he won a prize package with First Form Outdoors, and so he got super into his fitness, and these guys got him all lined out. His entire family got into shape. Like he's been at the top of his game, better than he's ever been. And it started, I don't know where it started, but him winning that package from us from First Form Outdoors was a huge part of it. And now he's a legionnaire, which means he helps other people do what he
Mhm.
did. And bro, it's just epic. So, God put, like you said, God puts us where he needs us. And me being a conduit for people to get really good things to happen to them is just a really cool. Such a beautiful place to be.
Yeah, one of my favorite verses that I constantly preach on this channel is God will work everything for good for those who are called according to his purpose. So if you're going out there and you're sowing love and you're sowing this, like God's gonna make it's gonna make it work, and he's gonna make it come around, you know what I mean? And if you have something in your life where you need a heavenly touch, go out there and just don't focus on that, dude. Let God worry about that, and you go and do what you can. You go bless somebody, you go help somebody who needs it, and just watch the dominoes fall. It may not happen right away. It probably won't happen right away, but who's to say 6 months or a year, when you look back on your year, you're like, holy crud, dude. Like I really like you said earlier, on your hunts, and like just every day, just kind of do like a little journal about your day in the woods, you know what I mean? And then at the end of the hunt, you'll go back and you'll look at your journal, you'll be like, dang, like that's a story, like I'm freaking Daniel Boone, like,
Yeah,
uh,
we don't celebrate the small victories. And starting business, that was taught to me by the guys from Initial Ascent Backpacks. We were next to them at one of the Total Archery Challenges, or Mountain Archery Fest, excuse me, and we just hit it off. And so they kind of have been some friends and be business mentors, and just been really cool. And so one thing that they told me, they said, now that you're starting off, remember to celebrate the small victories. He said, because you're going to be so busy, you will not look back. And I promise you, because we did this, you will not look back to see how far you've come. Like today, I just posted my 1800th post on the Bow Hitch page, which was zero when, day one when we started the business.
all
So
about
it's
learning.
pretty, you just learn, dude, and you get better. And like that's 1800 pieces of content that we put out there, and not all of them, but the majority of them have some sort of value to them. Like
Right.
not even the majority, but a lot of them are like there's something to it. It's not just a nothing post. So um, a lot of work goes into that, but celebrate the small little things. You mentioned a 5-day hunt. Like I said, you're gonna learn. You're gonna be better. Like you're gonna like. There's just so many little things that you will be better at in 5 days of doing it. Um, that it is important to celebrate small victories. And no matter what you're doing, your kids at track, you know, you with podcasting, me with the bow hitch, me with everything in my life. Like I will be better next week. I
Yeah.
might really suck right now at probably most things that I do, but I'm gonna keep working at them, and I will be better. And so, um, you mentioned a phrase that you really like, and I'd like to share it with you, uh, especially for the new hunters that are going out there, new people. It doesn't matter who you are or what you're doing, but when you're going into a new challenge, a new chapter of anything that you're going into, the phrase is, "I am better than no man, and I am second to no man." And so, like in my mind, like that is like just the most powerful thing because, I am better than no man. I'm taking clients out. Somebody doesn't know anything. Like just because I've been fortunate enough to do this, and this has kind of been something that I know how to do, doesn't mean that I'm better than you. Or when a new hunter comes to the bow hitch booth, like, dude, you treat this person with the utmost respect and you welcome them in and you encourage them and you tell them, hey, you belong here, right? Like you belong right here where you're at because you made that first step to be here. Like you are better than no man. And so to me, that keeps me extremely, extremely grounded at all times. And then the second thing is I am second to no man. It doesn't matter what room I walk into, I belong there. You know, I made that choice to take that step to walk into that room. I belong in this environment and in this situation. And I might not be the best at it now, but I'm going to learn it and I'm going to work hard at it. Like, you should never feel out of place no matter where you're at. Like, have some confidence in yourself and believe in yourself and just know, hey, I'm a man that's improving every day, but I belong to be in this room, in this moment, in this, right now. Like, and I just think that's super important for people to hear because sometimes you're the top of the food chain, sometimes you're the bottom, but at every point along that journey, you need to be treating people with respect and demand respect of yourself.
Right.
So
And you never, when you're, if you are kind to somebody or something like that, like you never know when you're going to need someone to lift you up. You know what I mean? You lift this person up, next thing you know, they lift you up. And it's just, it's the family thing. You know what I mean? You
yeah,
treat someone the way you want to be treated. Can't harp on it
that
enough, dude.
that's
And
it, dude. That's it. Very simple, and we're not inventing these
not
teachings.
inventing the wheel.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So anyway, sorry, sidetrack tangent there,
No.
but that's pretty cool, especially if we're inviting new people into our, to the outdoor space. It's doesn't matter, chair, no chair, crutches, whatever. Like everybody who's listening to
Come
this,
as you are.
it's come as you are. This is important for everybody to hear and to know. Like you belong.
Yeah, and another thing too is like when you see all these people and you're like, oh, look how successful they are in the hunting industry, or look how happy and positive this person is. And it's like I tend to find the happiest people I've met have gone through the hardest struggles that people can think of, like injuries, losing a family member, losing a child, like whatever it may be, but it's yeah, the happiest people have gone through the hardest trials. And if and the outdoors, the woods have been that conduit for finding that peace, finding that getting that weight off your shoulders and getting in touch with God, and just figuring your way out. And it's a journey, and it's an uphill journey. It's rocky. You're gonna go through rivers, creeks. You're gonna go through a bunch of deadfall. And you're gonna just have to grind and hike and walk, get through it, roll your chair, whatever you got to do, get through it. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're no different. You're no different than
No.
the next guy. He's gone, probably going through something way harder than you are, but he's dealing with it a lot better. It's all, and it's not about like what happens to you. It's about how you react to it too. Like it is what it is. Everybody, you gotta just buckle down and flip that frown upside down. Just do your best. That's all we ask.
Yeah, do your best. Have some grace with yourself. That's
Grace,
something that a
dude.
lot of us a lot of us are really hard with because we expect this or we want that of ourselves or
All right.
we envisioned ourselves being somewhere else. But hey, man, you're a work in progress. Just as long as you're putting, a little bit of effort into it, maybe you could put more, but give yourself some grace because most things that are worth doing and having and accomplishing, they don't happen overnight. So
No, and they're
give
hard.
yourself some grace, keep grinding, and you'll get there, but you got to put in the work.
Yeah, like you said, like those things you start off when you start off at the very beginning, it's gonna be hard, dude. It's gonna be tough. No matter what you do, it's gonna be hard. But if you push through that and you that's where you learn. It's like you get on the other, like the fear of the unknown. You get on the other side, you get on that precipice where you're like, all right, it's either like I do this now or I look back in 20 years and regret that I never did this, you know? And it's like, all right, well, I'd rather try something and not succeed than never try it at all. And then
Yeah,
20 years from now, it's always the what if. It's like, dang, dude, like what if I
yeah.
did that? What would my life turn out to be like? It's like just just send it, you know what I mean?
Send it, send it.
Send it. Send it.
Yeah, 1000%.
Right on, Armando. I appreciate you coming on, dude. We're coming up on an hour
Yeah,
here.
thank you.
I tend
Yeah,
to find people tune out after an hour, so I wanna, if you don't mind, dude,
no, perfect, perfect.
all my podcasts, I can't say this enough. I just want to give glory to God and all that we do. So at the end of every podcast, I lift up a prayer. So if you guys are hearing this or watching this, if you like to just bow your head real quick, I'm gonna lift up a quick prayer. Father God, thank you so much for the glory you blessed us with, Lord. Thank you for the blessings that we were able to learn through Armando and the wisdom and knowledge he supplied us with today, Lord. I pray that you would guide our hearts, Lord God, and whoever's listening to this, watching it, Lord, and if they see it and they're going through trials and tribulations, God, I pray that you would just strengthen them, Lord, lift them up, God, and guide their hearts, Lord. Let them have grace on themselves, Lord, as the greatest enemies, the person in the mirror, Lord. And we just pray for that mental fortitude. We pray for your joy and your love, your mercy and grace, God. Just guide our hearts and let today be better than tomorrow. And it's in your son's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Appreciate
Appreciate
your
you more, dude.
yeah.
I'm trying to figure out when the next time we're gonna meet up. Are you gonna be out in Utah for the
Yeah,
expo?
but I'll be there.
Oh, I'll see you in 5 weeks.
All right. I know it's right around the corner. Yeah.
Yeah, it's my
We'll
favorite event of the year. This podcast isn't going to come out till after the expo, but once you,
okay.
like, I highly recommend everybody, if you have a chance, get out to the Western Hunt Expo, Salt Lake City, Utah. It's always the second week of February, second or third week of February, and it is every vendor you can think of is there. All the people, you'll learn, you get free stuff, and they have just so much cool stuff you can buy, and it's my favorite event of the year, so I'm definitely going to be there.
It's the best event we've ever been to, and we love being there. If you go, be sure you have at least 2 days to go to
Oh
walk through
yeah,
everything because it's that big, people. It's that
right.
big.
Yeah, I'll drive out Thursday. I'll, then I'll have Friday, Saturday, and drive home on Sunday. And it's like the perfect, you get that 2 days because there's so many booths. There's 600 booths, everybody. It's like
Yeah,
they have fur traders. They have, you got Tricer with all the tripods. If you can think of a piece of equipment, they're going to be there.
it's
And then you're going to
yeah,
find equipment that you never knew existed, like the Bow Hitch. You're going to be like, what the heck? This thing's amazing, dude. Like, and you never would have found it unless you went to the Utah Hunting Expo. So,
yeah. Pretty cool. It's neat. If you guys do go, please stop by. We're in the corner, kind of by Mountain Ops and the All In. Those are the two big tents that are by us, but
so you'll get some
that's where we're
traffic.
at. We get some traffic. We got a good spot. Yeah, we jammed last year. We got a nice 10 by 20 booth, and we're ready to blow it up again this year.
Yeah, I remember meeting up last year, saying what's up. So I'll be out there and
All
cruising
right,
around. I'll be working Friday, and then Saturday I'll make my rounds and
cool.
yeah. So right on,
Looking
Armando.
forward to
Appreciate
it.
you coming on, dude.
Thank you guys, T8 crew. Appreciate you guys. Have a blessed day.
You.